오늘 또 해볼 게임은 던전 스포고요. 게임 패스에 데이원으로 들어왔더라고요. 맞아. 수다스러운 악마의 웃음. 전체 볼륨을 조금 낮추자. 그리고 음악을 조금 낮추자. 요 정도 하면 되겠지. 적용하고 그래픽 건드릴 게 없는 것 같은데? 야, 독일어, 영어, 스페인어, 프랑스어, 중국어, 자동. 독일어 왠지 어울릴 것 같은데? 모르겠다. 일단 해봅시다, 한번. 캠페인이 있네요. 캠페인으로 하면 되겠지. 탈리아는 마지막에로
Talia set about destroying the last remaining heroes. Amongst others, her stepbrother Tristan.
탈리아가 얘인가봐. 난이도는 보통으로 하면 되겠지.
Once upon a time, long ago in, hell, well, you know the rest, the absolute evil had, in the fabulous predecessor to this game, taken over the entire overworld with its creatures. Now it spent its time on debauched parties and
전작을 제가 안 해봐가지고 뭔지 모르겠다.
overworld? No. One small village of indomitable heroes still held out against
미국식 유머가 곁들여져 있는 게임인 것 같은데. 내가 악 그 자체인가봐. 내가 장군인가봐.
Talia, also known from the fabulous predecessor, came back from her vacation in a thoroughly good mood. Before that, she had defeated her foster father, the paladin Tanos. This fact
나름 스토리도 있네.
is important to
꽤. 캠페인 위주 전략 게임은 또 오랜만이네.
For this last remaining village of heroes was protected by none other than Tristan, foster son of Tanos.
이번엔 이복
and
동생이야?
Talia's
아빠랑 싸운
stepbrother.
다음에?
This proud warrior in shining, his handsome heroic chest accentuating armor, was the last glimmer of hope for the forces of good. Talia, who had fully embraced the dark side, couldn't wait to really kick her stepbrother's ass. And so our story begins. The last defenders of good were fighting for their survival. This seemed to be the perfect time for Tristan to make his appearance, the last mighty hero of the good races.
My brothers!
Oh.
In your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished.
RTS 스타일인 것 같아 보니까.
And all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
And with those familiar sounding
와,
words,
쟤 정말을
Tristan
하네.
charged into battle to the cheers of his men. The heroes of good had managed to capture some of the
뭐야.
evil creatures. Nevertheless, it was more than
출도해야
questionable
돼?
whether a few minor victories and a brilliant speech could do anything against the absolute
출입무 이게 또
armies.
RTS 또 이게 전통적인
Storm of
그거거든.
darkness and gloom descended, heralding the arrival of Talia, the absolute evil's general. This entrance not only panicked the defenders of good, but also seemed to strengthen the creatures of evil.
Hey, I'm back.
왔다.
Time to kick a little hero butt. Forward, creatures! Show me what you can do. Punch 'em smack dab in the mouth.
땅이 이제 오염되고 정화되고 하니까 좀 우리가 딱
Get me my
시인성이
handbook of
좋네.
worn-out third-rate catchphrases. If my eyes don't deceive me, that's my stupid stepbrother Tristan over there too, just waiting for me to.
야, 근데 시리즈가 4편까지 나올 정도면 나름 인기가 있는 시리즈라는 거거든.
Today is gonna be a good day.
Talia seemed to be very sure of victory. Some might find this puzzling, as it was the beginning of a long new campaign. But okay, maybe the rest of the missions are nothing but a string of debauched victory celebrations. Who knows?
자, 보자. WASD 유닛 선택, 유닛 이동 명령.
A few pitiful opponents.
약간 관성 같은 게 있는데?
Massacre you. If I can just remember how that
스킬인가봐 이거. 원거리 공격.
Fortunately, Talia's instincts took over at this point.
그림자
Something which
촉수.
wannabe pro gamers often refer to as auto attack.
생명 에너지는 피해량을 만들 수 있는 피해량이. 탈리아, 모든 크리처, 근접 유닛.
That's how it's done.
이거 한번 소환해볼까? 오, 좋아. 한 방에 다 쓰러졌는데? 뭐야, 공격을 하는 거야? 타격감이 하나도 없는데?
Yay, hero
Talia's mighty storm once again
마법이라는
stood at
건가?
her disposal.
임무 전용 스킬. 우리 크리처들이 더 세지나봐 저걸 하면. 이거를 활성화하래.
Once again, Talia's fury descended to plunge the land into blackness.
야, 이 데미지도 666인데. 약간 이거 그거 같은데 튜토 그냥
Hey,
이러다가 갑자기 막 약해지는 거지.
my subordinates. Forget that. I'm the only one who's allowed to do that. Time to
뭐야,
bust
우리를
these
파괴를
things
해야
open.
되는데?
Pulverize them.
아, 얘네를
Nuke
구해야
'em.
되는 거니까.
Hasta la
사수,
vista,
폭격수,
hero boy.
마법사. 이거는 지금 튜토라 가지고 겁나 센가 봐. 오차만
You have destroyed a cage.
우리 병사들. 그렇지.
Talia had freed
Okay.
all the creatures. Not to be outdone by her stepbrother, she too gave a brilliant speech.
F2를 사용할 수도 있고 컨트롤 1을 설정할 수도 있다.
Creatures, time to punch the do-gooders
택당은
right
안
in the
되나?
kisser. Forward, punch 'em in the face, kick 'em in the shins.
뭐야,
Rip
얘네
their belt
경험치도
buckles
있네,
so they
유닛이.
Trip on their pants.
Yes,
잠깐만, 이거 뭐야,
very
우리 편 아니야?
inspiring.
And another one for the Grim Reaper.
왠지 합류할
Oh,
느낌이
hey,
냈다.
Nicholas, I'm not picky.
Talia had reached the center of battle. With
Well,
another
well,
brilliant
well.
speech, she goaded her creatures on one more time.
Another speech? Oh. Ding dong, the hero's dead. That okay?
Honestly,
좌측 방어
I don't know if I can
측방을
work with you
파괴.
like this.
야, 이거 왜 공격을 안 하는데?
Talia's words, the creatures surged
아이,
forward
뭐야,
and
씨.
flocked to their
아, 인공지능 뭐야 이거 너무 멍청하잖아.
or lied to, but the defenses on the left and right flanks made progress impossible. Talia had to destroy them in order to receive further support.
왜 이렇게 멍청한 거 같냐?
Dead heroes.
The hero's defense collapsed on the right flank. The
요거를
monstrous evil's creatures flocked to Talia.
공격해서 파괴를 하고
I can always use more cannon fodder. I mean, loyal subordinates.
요거를 또 파괴를 하고 이 투석기는 뭐야?
The hero's left defensive flank could no longer withstand the breaching evil's creatures.
아 근데 이거 택당 없나? 애들이 너무 멍청한데? 근데
You
이제
have lost a
트리스탄만
creature
물리치면
forever.
되겠구만. 잠깐만, 여기 조금 있다. 얘네도 잡자. 원거리 유닛, 근접 유닛 다 따로 할 수 있구나. 이거는 괜찮네.
Yippee-ki-yay,
그렇지.
hero mucker!
Talia,
됐다,
stepsister,
트리스탄이다.
you dare to show your
점사해.
face here after killing our foster father?
Yeah. Is that a trick question? You can see I'm here. Tanos deserved what he got. And I thought to myself,
점사해.
hey, like father, like son.
You will pay for your deeds, sister. The light will protect me.
부작감이 좀 그지 같긴 하네. 인공지능도 멍청하고.
Sister, turn from evil and come back to the side of good. See the power of light.
With these words, Tristan was
Ah,
bathed in a golden light that seemed to protect him. As if that were not troublesome enough, a number of magical portals opened at the same time.
Huh. As if this wasn't dragging on way too long already. Can't we just jump straight to the point where I greedily take over the world? Forward, creatures! Smash the portals! Flatten that magic junk! Pull the plug!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair.
차원문을 하여튼 저거를 깨야 된다.
True heroes is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
Oh, didn't you spout that same bullshit earlier? In exactly the same words.
No, not at all. I am known for my brilliant speeches. Wicked stepsister.
I seem to remember that whenever you were supposed to speak in front of the class,
인공지능이 좀 멍청한 것 같아.
You'll pay for that. Onward, faithful.
점사해.
Destroy the evil.
왠지 게임을 잘못 고른 느낌이 팍팍 드네요.
All the magical portals had been destroyed.
네,
And
뒤로
with
빠져
them,
빠져 빠져.
Tristan's shield went up in
아니 왜 들어가냐 그 안으로.
I like it. Now, where
Yeah.
were we? Oh, yeah. I was just about to kick my stepbrother's butt.
딜을 하든 뭘 하든.
Sister.
야 이거 단체
It doesn't have to
스톤인데.
end this way. Join me. Together we can still save the world.
Oh, can't you just die and spare us all the
야
embarrassing
그래도 다 훌시니까 딜이 좀 세긴 하다.
Talia. This isn't the end. We'll
역시
meet
도망가는구만.
again.
With these words, Tristan quickly created a portal and threw himself through it with the last of his strength. The portal closed again behind him.
아 근데 재밌는 게임 하다가 재미없는 게임 하니까 이거 좀 너무 힘든데.
This was supposed to be my victory. And what the hell kind of glove is that anyway? Looks to me like game design forgot to balance the thing properly.
Maybe the people in charge were still too captivated by your great speech. It brought tears to my eyes too. However, not of emotion.
As if the bird brains these evil creatures have needed grand speeches. A few skulls to bash in, and the social calendar for the evening is filled.
Well, each to their own. But apparently, Tristan had suffered a mishap, as the aforementioned magic glove still lay in the place where it was last used. It would seem that he had accidentally lost it.
이거 딱 그거 같은데?
Wonderful.
인피니트
This
건틀릿인데?
is just what I need. Très chic. I'll just grab that right away.
And so our story begins.
승리했는데 왜 기분이 안 좋냐?
Tristan had managed to give Talia the slip, but she had been able to capture his magic glove. The Gauntlet of Finitude, a fabled artifact. Unfortunately, UI overlays don't work in cutscenes, so Tanya couldn't read just exactly what the glove did. Nevertheless, she proudly presented it to the Absolute Evil in its form as the Dungeon Lord. And so
솔직히 스토리도 눈에
misfortune took
별로
its
안
course,
들어오고
because at the same time, Talia wanted to demonstrate how loudly she could snap her fingers.
스냅한 거야?
But this
Oh,
snap, which was
snap.
down in the history books as the Dungeon Lord snap, unleashed horrific forces that were discharged into the Dungeon Lord himself.
반갈
Talia
죽겠네?
rose to her feet, the gauntlet had disappeared, and the Dungeon Lord lay dying. Viewers often began to cry at this point, because it made them think back to the
뭐야,
last
군주도
really
죽었어?
good superhero movie.
그 아까 악이라던 놈? 아이고야.
Talia mourned for about 5 seconds.
5초만.
Talia had shattered the realms of good and served them onto the absolute evil on a silver platter, while it had actually done nothing at all. So Talia now became the absolute ruler. She had no clue about how to rule, but more than made up for it with hubris and consistently ignoring glaring problems. In addition, she surrounded herself with a staff of incompetent advisors. What could possibly go wrong? 10 minutes later, Tristan
뭐야?
had captured Talia, locked her in a cage, and put the armies of absolute evil.
아니 트리스탄이 여기서 나온다고? 뭐,
And so the story ends.
와
The story
재밌었어요.
continues in overpriced microtransaction bites.
칠 리가 없지.
Oh, wait, wrong script. That's a different developer. Hang in there, I've almost got it. While Tanya was ignominiously taken away, the unused essence of absolute evil continued to float through the ether. It wasn't about to admit defeat that easily, but for evil to triumph once again, it needed Talia back, for better or for worse. And so the swirling essence of absolute evil set about commanding the perplexed-looking chaotic hordes and freeing Talia. Hammer time. Round 2. The essence of absolute evil held the horde together and rose to the challenge of vicious dwarven engineering.
이거부터가 본격적인 게임인 것 같으니까 한번 해보자. 이제 던전을 드디어 만들고 뭐 하는 것 같아.
Let me out of this damned cage, you stupid little good elf. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time wringing your scrawny neck. What the hell do you want from me anyway?
Talia, stepsister, your deplorable deeds must not
이게
go
지금
unpunished.
뭐 스토리나 뭐 이런 거는 그냥 아무려면 어떠냐는 그런 느낌이긴 한데 그 유닛 움직임이나 AI 같은 게 좀
But we will have plenty of time to argue on our journey. I am here for the stone.
너무 좀 멍청하다고 해야 되나?
You know you can, you little
그러니까
cutie.
거기서 좀 약간
Go on, you lazy lot.
애매한 것 같아.
Destroyer of worlds class hammer going.
이게 RTS인데 저 유닛들 움직임이 조금
Talia had been captured.
똑똑하게
Only
움직여줘야
the bubbling around the place essence of absolute
할 맛이
evil
나는데.
could save her. It was amusing to leave Talia in the clutches of her brother. But on the other hand, without her help, the shapeless evil would probably just roam the countryside as a disembodied something or other and at best be hired for third-rate horror movies. Fortunately, a forgotten dungeon heart lying in the underground could quickly be reactivated.
어쨌든 던전을 만드는 게 이 게임 핵심이니까 던전 한 번은 만들어 봐야 되지 않을까. 첫 번째는 그냥 유닛 움직이는 거고 WASD로 할 수 있고, 여기서 이제 음화를
because as a wafting essence the disembodied evil could not do much itself.
그러면 금고 검색. 아, 요거를 이렇게 해놓으면 파는구나, 알아서. 잔챙이들이 지역을 발굴할 때까지 기다리세요. 그래, 이게 내가 직접 이거를 싸우는 게 아니니까 조작을 아까 그런 식으로 해놨던 것 같아. 금고 건설. 본격적으로 게임을 진행하면은 뭔가 다를게요. 건설 메뉴가 있다. 사악함의 금고. 연구가 필요하네. 은신처. 연구가 필요해. 이게 연구다. 던전. 호드. 일단 금고를 연구를 해야지 금고를 만들 수 있으니까. 이렇게 금고방을 만드는 거야. 칠면조 농장, 밥을 만들고, 사악함.
The meager amount that could be stored in the throne room was simply not even close to enough for a proper gold bath.
던전. 이제 좀 흥미가 좀 생기는데? 칠면조 농장. 은신처. 아까 연구소에서 코드도 찍고, 이게 은신처겠지? 잠깐만, 이게 어디 보자. 건설에서 5 곱하기 5니까 은신처도 어디 만들라고 그거를 좀 알려줄라나? 이렇게 길을 뚫으라고. 일단 땅을 다 파내야지 저기 더 만들 수 있나봐. 돈은 계속 쌓이고 있고. 그래, 내가 원한 게 이런 거였어. 사실 나는 RTS를 원한 게 아니야. 던전 키퍼를 원한 거지. 인구수가 여기 있네. 일꾼은 어떻게 하면 늘릴 수 있지? 실명 이거 뭐 효율성이라는 게 있거든요. 효과 90. 잠깐만 이거는 뭐야? 여기 이제 은신처 만들어야 되는 거잖아. 돈이 들어가는구만. 크리처를 해야 되는데 일단 오크 하나 찍고 나가도 찍어놔야겠지. 잔챙이. 연구 포인트가 모자란가? 연구 포인트는 어디서 봐? 돈으로 하는 거구나. 포인트가 아니라. 포드 크린처는 알아서 야영지를 차린다고 하네.
The sheltering evil
Okay.
had built a hideout for the horde's creatures.
여기서
These could henceforth build themselves
나가를
a place
한
to
마리
rest there.
만들어봐.
The army-raising evil had recruited its first creature, a bit underwhelming considering that it was sitting on the throne of the gods a short time ago. But fresh starts are never easy. The evilest evil could use the hand of terror, not only to intervene, but also to lend its little snots
후려친
the
횟수,
impetus
후려친
they
횟수는
needed
뭐야?
by giving them a spirited
뭐야
slap.
뭘 후려치라는 거죠? 연구를 해야 그렇게 레벨이 더 올릴 수 있구나. 이렇게 후려치는, 클릭하면
The
후려치.
attitude adjusting evil had struck one of its little snots. Frightened, the creature squealed and set to work even faster. The lashing out
뭐야!
struck
죽었는데?
its creatures. It was not amused. Such acts were more likely to be successful when performed on little snots. The detestable
열심히 일해, 이
had
자식들아.
grown some delicious evilness. Excellent things could be done with it, such
망치
as
어그로.
exploring new stuff. However, first, a place had to be found where the evilness could be stored. The absolute evil quickly built a vault of evilness.
사악함의 근거를 연구합시다. 뭐야 이건? 작업실. 여기가 사악함의 근거가 들어갈 것이고. 오.
Amorous
칠면조.
evil had built a vault of evilness. This allowed it to henceforth store evilness and use it.
사악함이 근데 뭔데?
And
Oi! No need to sit around being
뭐야?
lazy when we could be picking up a little gold.
적들인 것 같은데? 아까 나쁜 놈들이잖아, 쟤네.
On you go, lads. Grab the nearest gold vein.
sooner or later, the greedy dwarves would dig their way
이쪽으로
into the
온다.
dungeon. The perfidious evil used a
그러면-
workshop to prepare traps to stop the gold-stealing dwarves in their tracks.
바닥 함정. 함정을 좀 까야지. 작업장에서
Technological progress has almost always been a fine thing. Further research could not only make new units or rooms available, but also increase the maximum number of little snots or creatures.
일단 이쪽을 뚫어야 되고.
It's payday.
아, 작업실을 여기다가 만들어? 이래 이 자식아.
The hard work allowing evil had built a tinkerer's
여기
cave.
들어오려고
Here,
그냥
little
하고
snots
있잖아.
could use the work units to make toolboxes, which were needed for the more extravagant dungeon
창조의 요람.
accoutrements.
애들이 일로 오니까 여기다가 이제 함정을 만드는 거야.
I sure hope not, because I have a
공구통을
whole
3개를
set
만들
of plans
때까지
for
기다리라.
just how you lot are gonna die here. I sure hope not, because I have a whole different set of plans for just how you lot are gonna
노움을
die
연구하라는데?
here.
돈이 모자라? 취소는 어떻게 하지?
The
Levels
workforce hoarding evil had increased its maximum little snot limit and now had access to even more of the industrious little creatures.
노움을 연구해야 되는데. 가시 함정. 크리처를 또 조금 더 뽑아야 되나? 너무 하나 더. 고블린도 연구하고 싶은데. 은신처가 저 집이 더 커져야 그럼 유닛을 더 많이. 야 잠깐만, 이거 거의 다 왔는데? 이제 이거 만들 수 있지. 빨리 와봐라 얘들아. 빨리 와봐. 그렇지 그렇지. 이래. 설마 일로 뚫진 않겠지?
The cunning evil had placed the first traps. This would make it much harder for the greedy dwarves to steal the gold from the treasury or even
고블린도
destroy
만들어.
the dungeon heart itself.
이래. 이거 아까 66 아니었나? 그럼 2칸씩 먹은 건가? 그러네, 2칸씩 먹었네. 얘는 지금 들어오거든? 이건 뭐지? 알현실. 지금은 얘 1업 하자. 너 들어왔지.
Oi! Something's dug into my little goat boy. Yeah. It has
들어오라 그래. 어이 잠깐만, 이거 좁은 데서 여기 지금 럼블 국 맞고 있는데?
toilet paper holders in the lavatory. Okay, boys, tear this joint to the ground.
Dwarves had opened a passage into the dungeon. The little snots immediately executed Order
공격하는
67,
드워프
as
처치.
they
다
had
처치한
been
거 아니야?
instructed to do by Talia in such a case, which meant that they ran through the dungeon with their arms flapping wildly. At
이벤트가?
the same time, they opened the secret trap cache so that the tricky evil could give the dwarves a very warm welcome.
Oi! Did you little honey buns forget your little baby bottles?
아,
Or
이렇게
how did you
데려와가지고
manage to
싸우는
lose to a
거구나.
bunch of lousy orcs? But fine. We still have
문을
some
파괴해야
reinforcements
된다.
here. Reinforcements? Attack!
Obviously, the danger from the dwarves had not yet been neutralized.
이렇게
the
둬야
little
되는
snots
건가?
had made a few traps in their spare time, and they were only too happy to make available to the all-consuming evil.
와 잠깐만. 어우씨. 센데? 뭐야 이거? 싸워. 와 잠깐만, 얘네 애들 정신을 못 차리는데? 괜찮아, 우리 힐 들어가고 있어. 아, 근데 좀 인공지능 멍청하긴 하다. 함정을 건설을 하라는데 흡함정, 사작기계, 밀치개, 공격력 50, 50, 스턴. 운이 지금 없어 근데. 이 사악함은 어디다 쓰는 거야? 이거를 파낼 수 있나? 아씨, 방화강사. 노움이 저 스프레디를 던지는 거 같고 보니까. 고블린은 뭐하냐? 고블린도 그냥 앞에서 때리는 느낌인가 보네. 함정. 얘 참, 나 돈 좀 많아졌는데?
The little
함정.
snot's trap glittered and gleamed, Soon, gold-hungry dwarves would be biting their teeth out on it as they unknowingly fast-tracked for a quick demise. A dwarven base in the underground is undergoing further expansion.
뒤통수차.
A gold vein has been mined out.
금맥이 전부 체결됐다고? 금맥을 또 어디서 못 보나?
Payday.
요런 식으로 하자. 함정 더 만들 수 있지. 근데 나는 연구를 더 하고 싶은데. 아, 이거 좀 괜찮네. 여기를 금고방으로 만들까, 아예?
A new area of the dungeon has been
뭐야,
discovered.
새로운 지역이 발견됐다고? 여기인 건가? 여기인 거 같네? 이거는 공격을 못하나? 이거 공격하라고 못 시켜? 우리 함정도 힘내고 있다. 됐어. 아, 여기 이렇게 뜨는구나, 이벤트가. 잠깐만, 애들이 왜 여기 와 있는데?
the dwarves were defeated for the time being. Satisfied, the essence of absolute evil rubbed something together that could perhaps pass the two hands together. The all-destroying evil had conquered
지상계 진입?
This left the way to the surface open for its troops. The absolute evil's creatures blinked a little as they stepped into the glaring light of the sun. Finally, they could lay waste not only to the boring corridors of the dungeon, but also to the lush green meadows of the overworld.
아, 이렇게 밖으로 나가가지고.
I'm sure you're shedding a tear right now as you hire the next three. Later, you may also be able to resurrect these creatures.
어택 당이 F로 하는 건가 봐. 근데 나 던전으로 어떻게 돌아가요? 크리처를 조금 더 뽑아야 될 것 같은데. 야, 우리 돈이 없는데? 야, 여기 좋다. 여기 돈. 야, 다이아 광맥이다.
Ding dong, it's payday.
금고도 업하고 싶긴 한데 돈이 없어. 와. 야, 여기 뭐 분맥이 장난이 아닌데? 병사를 더 뽑아야 되는데.
Your little snots have completely mined out a
병사를
gold
좀
vein.
볼까? 250원, 500원, 400원.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
얘 하나 더. 은신처를 그려 좀 더 만들자. 은신처를 여기다 은신처 만들고, 잠깐만, 애들 왔는데? 뒤를 치는 벽. 잔챙이가 났나? 컵함정에 그냥 혼쭐 나고 있죠? 앞뒤로 싸먹혀가지고 얘네. 우리 애들 근데 죽는데? 힐 들어간다. 됐다 이거. 와요. 이쪽에도 함정을 좀 만들어야 되나봐. 애들 어디 여기서 온 거 아니야? 딴 데서 왔나? 딴 데 올 데가 있나? 연구. 칠면조 농장. 위로 올라가서 싸워볼까? 근데 돈이 좀 없긴 한데 싸우긴.
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered.
또 새로운 지역이 발견이 됐어. 와, 저 또 오는데? 들어왔을 때 털자. 들어왔을 때 애들이 도망가. 단챙이들아 도망가.
Payday.
뭐야 이거 왜 위로를 안 하냐? 그런 건가? 이거를 안 만드는 이유는 작업실이 모자라서 아닐까? 모르겠네. 왜 이렇게 돈 버는 게 시원찮지? 인고가 너무 많나?
Enemies are in the dungeon.
오! 아, 여기서 나오는구나. 야, 이 자식들아. 야, 뭐하냐. 밥 먹으려고 가는 거 봐. 연구해야 될 것 같은데. 금맥. 왜 비효율적으로 캐는 거지? 아 진짜 씨. 일단 연구 하나 할 수 있긴 해. 밖으로 한번 가볼까? 우리 전병력 한번 투입해봐. F가 이게 어택 땅이구나. F 누르고 클릭을 해야 되네.
The horrific evil had destroyed a camp in the overworld. The defeated heroes ran away crying and tried to entrench themselves behind even higher walls.
야, 얘는 왜 꼈냐? 멍청한 거봐.
Your army has just decreased in size due to death.
일단은 던전으로 난 다시 내려가고 싶은데. 병력을 보자. 척병이 하나 사라지. 왜 돈 없는 거 봐. 돈 이거 왜? 뭐에 이게 유지비가 자꾸 나가는 것 같거든요. 돈이.
The vile evil had destroyed another of the heroes' camps. Screaming at the top of their voices, the survivors took to their heels.
이쪽으로 가면 얘네 구할 수 있다.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
실면조가 없다고?
Your creatures have destroyed a cage.
실면조 방을 또 만들어주자. 여기 일단 들어가봐.
Oi, I have to protect the blueprints, Newcombs. Otherwise, the orcs will eventually end up building some decent machinery here. Well then, keep your chin up, Toodles.
Brynhild, what are you doing?
좋았어.
I thought your dwarves could easily handle a few orcs.
뭐야.
Problems, brother mine? Oh, what a shame. I had
일로 가야
actually
되겠는데?
already planned on making myself a tea set out of dwarf skulls.
Talia, your evilness truly knows no bounds. These dwarves are part of the alliance.
저 우리 애들 쎄.
You were also once part of that alliance.
문 열었을 때 들어가서 다 조져버려.
The path to the dwarves' oversized hammer lay open. The trembling heroes prepared themselves for the
얘를
final
구해야 돼.
battle.
우리 함정 어디 보자. 아직 건설 중이야? 좀 빨리 만들면 좋겠는데. 잠깐만. 얘들아. 그래, 끼를 넣어줘. 야, 너
Your army has just decreased in size due to death.
2명이 죽었네. 오크가 죽은 거는 조금 큰데?
Your creatures have destroyed a cage.
함정 하나 더 만들긴 해야 되는데.
The dwarven equipment spectacularly went up in flames, which was rather odd, as the creatures had only been hitting the thing with their weapons. But fine, perhaps horde weapons were made of flint. Yet the distraction provided by the dwarven intervention had shifted the destruction-loving evil's focus long enough for Talia and her stepbrother Tristan to disappear into the distance. With an imaginary sigh, the staggering evil took
소리가
one last look
궁금하지도 않고
around
좀 약간
before
애매하다.
setting off in pursuit. The path led to the Hellwoods, an eerie place claimed by the demonic creatures of the underworld.
너 함정 위주로 했어야 됐나?
Talia was
커미씨를 한번 해볼까?
Dream Dungeon. Build the dungeon of your dream. Tumultuous Dream Dungeon. Build the dungeon of your dreams.
커미씨 한번 해보자. 필요는 뭐야? 필이 잠금 해제가 안 됐대. 뭐야? 세라복 탈리아는 뭐지?
The wildly experimenting evil had entered the playground.
여기는 꿈의 던전이라니까 아무거나 할 수 있는 거 아니야? 일단 처음에 보면은 칠면조방도 있고, 이건 뭐야? 치트방? 치트방이라는 게 있어? 모든 걸 얻을 수 있는? 이건 뭐야? 뭐지? 모르겠어. 이거를 여기를 지금 뚫지를 못하는 건가? 뭐야? 이거는 이제 적들이 여기서 오는 거 아니야? 아이 모르겠다. 일단 여기까지 해보겠습니다. 던전 스포. 잘 모르겠네 난. 진짜 모르겠네. 재밌었고요. 저는 그러면 운동하러 가볼게요. 오늘 여기까지 해보겠습니다. 봐주셔서 고마워요. 안녕.